One day, a student asked a famous anthropologist what was the first sign of civilization in a culture. He expected her to answer some particular discovery like metal, fire. So the professor answered, a healed broken leg. You know, an animal, if it breaks its leg, is prone to die, to become easy prey for some of other animals. But a healed broken leg is a proof that someone has taken care of you. Our civilization is not founded on wisdom, on strength, on science, but on weakness. It is weakness, the one we tend to deny, the one we tend to hide, that never try to show the others, that brings out the best part of us, compassion. When you care for the other as if it were you, when there is no longer an I and a you, but it becomes we, that's where civilization born. And when we decide to leave the field open to compassion, we decide to break down the walls and fences that we have built so hard in order to set a limit to love, we discover the vertigo of love. The temptation is to turn back immediately, to go back to our comfort zone. We realize how much love is destabilizing. Because every time we try to put a limit on it, it pushes and pushes further to enter the dimension of more, and we cannot put a limit on what is more. And we feel like we can make it. We feel like life is too much demanding. Life is not demanding. It's demanding for all. Because when it's precisely when you're struggling the most, when you're suffering, when you're giving everything, that the heart widens. It's like an athlete that trains. During his passion, Jesus endured enormous hardships, moments, difficult moments until his last breath, so that he could leave us with the biggest heart he could, so that in that heart could be room for everyone. Everything is here. When we got up at night to take care of our children, when we listened to those who were prisoners of their hatred, their burdens, when we welcomed those who were lost, out of place, those who were unlovable, when we recognized ourselves as brothers. But who is my brother? Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did it for me. So, my brother is the hunger, is the stranger, is the sick. Because they are in need? No. Because Jesus lives inside them. Jesus does not say, whatever you have done to one of my brothers is like you had done it to me. He does not identify himself with the poor. Jesus is in the poor more. The poor, the needy, is Jesus itself. A God who begs for our love, a God who stands at our door and knocks, a God who decided to need us. From being rich became poor. He is the God with us every day, because the poor are always with us. We are brothers only thanks to Jesus. It is only His presence in each one of us, even in the worst of the criminals, that gives dignity to the other, who is no longer another one, but becomes my brother, flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. No matter how poor, unfortunate, forgotten, lost prisoners of our own mistakes and failures, no matter how much we may be strangers in our own homes or sick, Jesus is in us. Christ has chosen to stay with us no matter what. That is why you, who are part of my life, whoever you are, likable, disliked, righteous, sinner, friend, enemy, you are and remain the promise of God for me. Because in you lives Jesus, who promised to remain with me all days until the end of the world. And it is you who reminds me of this. Love does not judge, but we will be judged on love. And this is the day of judgment, to be judged daily, worthy of Jesus' presence in us. Loving is not a set of good thoughts or virtuous behavior. St. Paul tells us that I could give all of my goods and richness, even if my life, to others without loving them. To love is being close to others. To love is deciding not to pass over, not to let oneself be overcome by indifference. Distance in itself does not exist. It always exists in relation to something. It's not a matter of space, but a matter of relationship. It does not matter then how far the other person is from me. What matters is how close I am willing to be with him. He saw him and had compassion on him. Compassion passes through the gaze. To feel compassion, I need to look at your face, to recognize you as a brother. I need to meet your face. I am the one in need, the one who hungers and thirsts for you. Compassion then is also say with Jesus, you did it to me. When a Myanmar girl is deprived of her freedom, you did it to me. When a pygmy child cannot go to school because he is discriminated against, you did it to me. For you, Burmese sister, you, Congolese brother, are flesh of my flesh. You are not far away. You are part of me.
ကျမအခုထပ်မမိတ်ဆက်ပေးခြင်းတဲ့သူကတော့မလူစီယာဖိုးမှုပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ဒုက္ခိတဖြစ်တဲ့သူမဟာငယ်စဉ်ကတည်းကဘဝခက်ခဲပြဿနာများစွာကိုရင်ဆိုင်ခဲ့ရပါတယ်။ညင်ပန်းနှိမ့်ဆက်ခြင်းကိုလည်းခံခဲ့ရပါတယ်။မိသားစုဝင်တွေရဲ့ဆွပြစ်ခြင်းကိုလည်းခံခဲ့ရပါတယ်။ဒီဘာချစ်ဆုံးကို9နှစ်အရွယ်ကတည်းကရောက်ရှိလာပြီးယခုလက်ရှိအချိန်မှာတော့ဒီဘာချစ်ဆုံးမှာပဲဆက်လက်နေထိုင်ရင်အတန်းပညာကိုဆက်လက်စီးပူးနေဆက်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ မင်္ဂလာပါသမီးနေနဲ့ဒီဘာချစ်ဆုံးကိုဘယ်ချိန်ကရောက်လာတယ်လဲဘာကြောင့်ရောက်လာတယ်လဲဆိုတာပြောပြပေးနိုင်မလား
ဟုတ်ကဲ့မင်္ဂလာပါရှင်ကျမကလူစီယာဖုန်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်အသက်ကစနေနေ့ရှိပါပြီအခုခုနေတာတဲ့မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ကျမဝရပါချစ်ဆုံးကိုမိသားတဆချာခုနေမှာရရှိခဲ့ပါတယ်ကျမဘာလို့ဝရပါချစ်ဆုံးကိုရရှိခဲ့လဲဆိုရင်မိသားစုအခက်အခဲကြောင့်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ကျမအများနဲ့အထားနေပါကျမဘာတကကျမလောမနေတဲ့ပါခေမစားတဲ့အပြေအမျိုးမျိုးနဲ့ဆက်ကြောင့်လည်းကောင်းတဲ့အဘူးအမေလည်းဒီအချင်းကလည်းပြချရကကိုခစားနေရပါတယ်သူအချင်းကိုသူတည်ရတဲ့ကျမဘဝရဲ့ချွေချဖို့နေကိုစစားရဲ့အတိတ်ဝိပါချဟကတိတရကနေတရားပါရဲ့ဒီလိုနဲ့ MSPS ကိုလာရတဲ့စပီဝိပါချဟကိုရရှိလာချစ်ပါရှင်
သမီးပြပါချစ်ဆောင်မှနေတဲ့အတော်တွင်ဘာရီတင်ရရှိတယ်လဲဆိုတာပြောပြပေးနိုင်မလား
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျမဝိပါချဟမှာပညာကိုကစားတဲ့ရရှိတဲ့အချက်ကလေးနဲ့နေတူတာတူခွေရရရှိတဲ့လောလောဆယ်ချန်ထိုင်ရတဲ့ကောင်းစွာအသက်ရှိခွေရတဲ့စတဲ့နဲ့အပေါ်ပေါ်တွေ Pimamune Melunitia Melesura Dilavare Tamachira Makara Tolalo Shalu Asipia Sterica Tamango Siri Kata Bi Tetikara Pere Yedoga Tatuaye Tuspimo Yore Atima Amachirika Tamango Chapo Tuare Sebene Kotare Akale Shitlo Lete Kotare Akale Shivare Tamasana Malayile Sistene Tungachirika Tungi Shita Pere Drosikani Kungi Pimamu Yashiriate Cheche Pimakunya Mesura Dilayamare Kochisa Tayame Mita Strata Mesura Gole Dilayamare Shin Raja Pyake Gotan Dijispere Dimanira Pyatia Pushilaria Gote Kumtasua Teapli the Chatuya Tele Stapitalare Tama we are watching Homa Nida the name of the kid Tama Sotaware Tama Gosa Shapiria Me Sotor Tamaya Wane Kame Tamago Kunipinire we are batches at the Apashiria Te Tamaseta Tayaware Celebi Tamabuango the Shisa Chatatone A Tosatame Sakole Kakati Tame Sura Dilayamare Shi
အခုလိုသမီးကိုကူညီပေးနေတဲ့ Via Purchase အဖွဲ့ကိုဗာသတင်းစကားများပြောချင်လဲဆိုတာသိပါရစေ
Via Purchase Homa Nikuyara Tama Bawaya Luchero Kasayare Tama Go Mita Sidana Pine Unipe Via Purchase at the Apashiria Jesu Tuti Shivare Via Purchase Hoha Tama Buago Locho Itamu Pirenia Piatiane Pivarenia Unipimamu Sanamune Mitatia Shitarenia Pivare Via Purchase Hoha Tamaye Mitasuba Via Purchase Apego Tamala Lele Tsutivare Via the Mapawire Lelungelutin Alo Pialkia Jisura Ase Kasayapi Vedrema Givi Vaselo Sutapilai Vare Via Purchase at the Apaya Selepin Omnibuses Totevase Tamako Akulo Kunipire Stereosanane MSPS Stereo Alogo Jesu Di Toto Talvare Alogo to Stereo.
With this encyclical letter, All Brothers, the Pope is giving us many incentives to think about what fraternity is. But why do we need an exhortation to love each other as brothers and sisters? The Pope clearly answers to this question. Fraternity and social friendship are the ways to build a better, more just, less selfish and peaceful world. The Pope proposes fraternity as a strong antidote to the injustice that fills our time. In fact, if we only felt like brothers, if we loved each other as brothers, then we would all be able to care for each other deeply, and therefore there would be no inequality in the distribution of work, in the consideration of women and of immigrants. There wouldn't be any political choices that deny the dignity of people. There would be a more equal distribution of wealth. There wouldn't be such unfair economic, social and political choices. But what are the tangible ways to achieve fraternity in the whole world? As the Pope writes, fraternity isn't something simply to be discussed, to be agreed upon or subscribed to in the form of an international agreement, a law, a regulation, or whatever. Fraternity is not something that only concerns institutions and governments. No, fraternity is something that concerns all of us, concerns also me. The Pope says fraternity is the place where to start to begin anew. Well, we can begin anew with our lifestyle, with our thinking, with our considering the people around us. Fraternity ought to be cultivated every day of our lives, with concrete gestures in our lives that would then reach the world, the people around us, and maybe also those at high levels that could one day transform the unjust political, economical, and social decisions into fair ones. But what about us? Are we fraternal people? How do we look at one another? Do we love people as brothers? Do we welcome them? And when we talk about loving each other and welcoming each other as brothers, we should not make the mistake of thinking that it only means welcoming immigrants, loving the poor. No, it's about loving and welcoming those who are close to us, those that we meet in our daily life. If we don't love the people of our daily life, if we don't welcome those who are close to us, how can we possibly be ready to love those who are far away from us, that we don't see, those who live in different countries? So let's try to think about our daily situations, to see what's my behavior. What do I do if in my class there's an unpopular guy? How do I treat him? Do I cut him off, ignore him, or include him? And do I help that shy girl, the newcomer, to become part of the group or not? Thinking about my working life, if there's a colleague in my office who's a foreigner and doesn't communicate very well, I don't like him that much, have I ever asked him if he needs anything? And again, with a person who annoyed me, that made me angry, do I try to have a dialogue? Do I forgive? Well, the Pope is giving us a great challenge. Fraternity, in fact, requires to be able to sometimes step out of ourselves, step outside our comfort zone, and reach out to the other. Fraternity asks us to raise our eyes from ourselves, from what we need, and direct them toward the other. We are asked to become aware of the people around us, of their needs and difficulties. We are asked to realize that maybe those people need our help. Fraternity is a challenge because it asks us to love others, to put others before ourselves. And we know this is not an easy thing. It is tiring, it is difficult, sometimes it doesn't come naturally to us, and sometimes it's also bothering. But fraternity is not an option. It is not something we can ignore as if it didn't exist. Fraternity is a gift that has been given to us. All of us are called to feel like brothers to one another. But fraternity, as well as a gift, it is also a lifestyle that we should have the courage to choose. What do I mean by choosing? Nobody chooses whether to be a brother or not, or who to be a brother to and who not to. However, if we don't choose to be brothers, to love and welcome those who are close to me, even when it doesn't come naturally, then it will be difficult to make fraternity a reality. Because fraternity depends on us. It is not something that happens automatically without our effort. Then, fraternity must be chosen. It needs to be trained and learned. But why on earth should I choose to be a fraternal person? To make all this effort for someone I don't even know? And maybe I am fine on my own, I will get in a relationship only if I feel like doing it. Otherwise, I don't see the point of making efforts. Well, to answer our doubts, the Pope in this encyclical letter uses the parable of the Good Samaritan to speak of fraternity and the courage of choosing it. The parable tells about a traveler who is attacked and left half dead alongside the road. Two men passes by, avoiding him. Only the third man that comes by stops and gives first aid and assistance to him. Well, now I am asking to all of us, on the road of our lives, with the people we meet, friends and strangers, colleagues and non-colleagues, people we love and we hate. What kind of people do we want to be? Do we want to be the first man of the parable who, passing by, was so focused on himself that he didn't even notice that a man was dying and needed help? Or do we want to be the second man, who noticed the injured traveler that needed help, but he thought his agenda was more important than stopping to give her help? Or do we want to be the third man, the Good Samaritan, who, despite the day's commitments, despite being in a hurry, the tight schedule, the fatigue of the day, maybe even not feeling like stopping, despite all of this, he decides to stop, to show an interest for that stranger who's suffering and to take care of him? Which character in the story do we want to be? Courage, we walk together.
Muy buenas tardes, yo me llamo Gloria Amparo Zorrilla Zambrano. Pues quiero contarles que vivo en una propiedad ajena, pues no tengo casa, soy una mujer sola, tengo 2 hijos, mantengo muy enferma, no tenemos trabajo, tengo una hija que ella no puede trabajar porque no sé qué problemas tiene.
Yo llegué en el 2014 desplazada de Buenaventura, que es un lugar de mucho conflicto, es un lugar de mucha delincuencia. Me vine a Calarcá desplazada por no querer pagar vacuna. Tenía un pequeño negocio, pero como no quise pagar vacuna, me tocó llegar a Calarcá, empezar de cero, llegar sin nada. Soy madre cabeza de hogar. Tengo un trabajo, pero pues no gano sueldo, trabajo a porcentaje de ventas. Todo ha sido muy difícil para mí, para mi hijo.
Tengo un hijito en la calle, hace 6 meses perdí a mi madre, a mi hermanito hace 4 meses, pero hay que darle gracias a Dios y seguir adelante.
La verdad, tuve un bajonazo por unas cosas que yo tenía y la verdad se me llevaron mi hijo, caí en las drogas. Aunque hay un rostro como el mío, como el que tengo ahora, no soy mala persona, pero estas personas me aman.
Amanya gange nze Namulindwa Maada, nva Katwe, nina emyaka 3. Musajja wange yafa nandekera abaana 4. Abaana 4 abo nga sirina busobozi busobola bayamba. Ekyokulya nga sirina, landiroodi nga ngoba mu nnyumba.
My name is Mkalungi Edrin, living in Katwe. I'm approaching 20 years of age. I'm one of the students being helped by Via Patches. I lost my father when I was still young. My mother had a job, but she was earning less, and she couldn't provide for us whatever we could need, and she couldn't pay for us all the fees.
У меня семья, дети. Пришел такой день, что сын, у него появилось желание учиться в медицинском университете, но у меня не было никакие возможности.
Bisogna amare prossimo senza avere nessun interesse. Bisogna amarlo così. Servizio al povero significa toccare con le proprie mani un povero. Perché toccare la mano di un povero significa toccare Gesù Cristo. Ma il mondo di oggi ha bisogno soprattutto di testimoni che tramite la propria vita testimoniano l'amore di Dio, l'amore che ha Dio verso il prossimo. Oggi bisogna avere pazienza per sentire un'altra persona, un prossimo, perché tutti vogliono parlare e nessuno vuole sentire. Però finendo vi vorrei ringraziare di questo che siete fratello per altri che vivono lontano, per altri che sono poveri, per altri che sono in difficoltà. E di questo, cari amici, vi ringrazio e vi saluto e prometto che siete presenti nelle mie preghiere.
Lontani
God's love overpowers and fills us, no matter how we feel, no matter if we feel bad or not worthy. The love of God hears us cry, listen to our hearts. In Him we find peace and true life. In His face, in His heart, God's love goes before us. God's love gives us power and strengthens us. No matter how lost we may feel, God's love is always there. Do you know what is the first question we encounter in the Bible? God calls Cain by name and asks him, Cain, where is your brother? This question runs through all the pages of the Bible, all the way to the end. Even at the end, you are asked this question, but in another form, in front of a brother who is in need, in front of someone who is sick or in prison. You are asked, where were you? Where were you in front of your needy brother? It is the same question seen from two different points of view. From the beginning of creation until the end of time, we must always answer this question. The final judgment will refer to this question too. Where were you when your brother needed you? Between the beginning and the end of the Bible, right in the middle, there is the parable of the Good Samaritan, which answers the essential question asked by a scribe to Jesus, what is the first commandment? Here, Jesus delivers the parable, where a man is mugged, robbed, shot, and left agonizing in the middle of the road. A priest and a Levite pass, but the original texts say that they did not turn around, but took the opposite side, another way. This is the culture of indifference that began. Yes, I saw you, but I'm not interested in you. These will be the devotees of Pontius Pilate. They all washed their hands and said, it's not my business, it's not my problem, and they went another way. In contrast to them, there passes a heretical pagan who did not have the Bible in his mind, in his life, who did not go to the temple in Jerusalem, who did not know the prophets. He feels compassion in his heart. He approaches the victim and gives the first aid. Then he takes him on himself, carries him on his donkey and takes him to the inn. This good Samaritan had mercy. He answered the questions. Where is your brother who is in agony? And where are you before your brother who is agonizing? The robbers left him half dead, but the priest and the Levite have left him there to die. Therefore, thanks to the Samaritan, we see a recovery of this man who represents humanity, who is the creation, who is all of us in need for a good Samaritan. In the same way, the creation, the community, the society, the church, they need you to be the good Samaritan. And look at the beauty of this parable. He loaded him on his mount. It does not say it was a donkey, but it's supposed to be. He took him to the inn and left him with the innkeeper. And what about the donkey? The donkey was also himself a good Samaritan, because he had to load it on himself. He had already on him the weight of the goods that had to be sold, and then comes a special load, much more important to the goods. And he has to go, neither too fast, neither too slow, because the life of the one he is carrying depends on him. Even the donkey, yes, even the donkey is a good Samaritan, who sometimes has to load, and loading means weight, especially if the person is very heavy. When we don't like them, But the donkey didn't complain or even say, "So, at least take away my load of goods." No, I can load both. And so the donkey loaded the dying man. So some donkeys are good Samaritans. And then he left him at the inn with the innkeeper, who became responsible for health, life and death, care, attention. He became like a sentinel. He became a doctor, a nurse. And at the end, he also had to keep track, because when he came back, the other would pay what was missing. He trusted and even took a risk. He took the risk that the man would die, and the police would say, "Oh, you killed him to keep the money." He didn't care. The innkeeper is also a good Samaritan. The church needs good Samaritans. It needs you to be like the innkeeper. How many people have you welcomed? How many people have you welcomed in your home, in your community? Or maybe you are one of those guys that say, "Oh, now this is not for me," stays out. The church needs good Samaritans like this pagan, like this donkey, like this innkeeper. So that in conclusion, the first question of the Bible, Cain, where is your brother, resembles the last question will be asked in the final judgment. And where were you while your brother was in need? However, in between, in our hearts, we have this attitude that in front of a half-dead man, in front of a beaten, dying man who is bleeding, there is always someone who doesn't care about anything. A priest, a Levite, say, "It's not my problem." This is why the indifference that today swarms the world began. This is not my problem. In Spanish, we say a horrible phrase, "Everyone has to scratch himself with his own nails," which means let everyone solve his own problem. The rest is not my business. I don't care. Where is your brother? Are you letting him die? The priest and the Levite would have left him die. Instead, in the heart of this man, there is compassion. He suffers in his guts the pain of the other. He becomes a neighbor. He gives first aid with oil and wine. You know, the oil was used to anoint priests and kings. What is he saying to this dying man? To me, you are a priest. To me, you are a king. You are not a stranger, because Moses say, "You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy." I could hate you according to the law of Moses, but I do not hate the law of Moses, but what my heart feels, and my heart feels compassion, feels mercy for you. This is being a good Samaritan. Where is your brother? He was in agony. He was dying, but I cured him with oil and wine, with the wine of joy, with the wine of happiness, and I put him on my donkey and brought him to the inn. You can also be the donkey. Donkey, where is your brother? I am loading him on me. Right now, I am carrying his burden. I am carrying him. He's my brother. Hey, isn't he too much for you? No, he's my brother. And the innkeeper, he takes risks, accepts the task, and agrees not to be paid in advance. He runs the risk that the man who left the wounded man at the inn will not return, and so he must keep his debt. Nevertheless, he doesn't care about that. The innkeeper is a good Samaritan. What do I mean by that? That there are many ways of being a Samaritan, of being a good Samaritan. You have to choose yours. You have to define what is the mission that God has entrusted you and carry it out by following his mission. So in conclusion, the first question of the Bible is, Where is your brother? And the last question they will ask you, where were you when your brother was in need? Today, in our world, the culture of indifference is spreading. I do not care what happens near me or what happens to my brothers, to migrants, to the poor, to those in need, to the shipwrecked. I do not care, it's not my problem. This is the culture of indifference. However, be careful. Always the question of God will follow. Where is your brother? And where are you? In front of your brother that needs you. Where are you? May God give you His mercy through His Holy Spirit, so that you can answer with concrete facts and be able to say to the Lord, here is my brother, and look, I have anointed him with the oil of kings, and I have given him the wine of joy too. He's recovering because I have mercy on him. I feel and suffer his pain in my bones. Behold my brother. Or that you answer him like the donkey, behold, I am carrying him. Or whether you answer like the innkeeper, I'm looking after him 24/7. Where is your brother? Where are you before your brother? Amen.
Un'adozione a distanza è una cosa impegnativa, quindi è una cosa di grande responsabilità. E quindi ero preoccupato dal fatto che magari non sarei riuscito a essere costante e affidabile nel tempo. E ricordo che allora, per un po' di tempo, per qualche settimana ci ho pensato su, ho detto ma ce la farò. E dopo mi è venuta l'illuminazione, no? Quindi 26 ore al mese, che problema vuoi che ci sia, no? A mantenere una bambina all'estero quando in realtà quei soldi li spenderesti per altre cose che sono di poco conto. Sappiamo che comunque quei soldi servono a loro per la scuola, per il materiale didattico, per eventualmente anche a volte per il supporto alle famiglie quando hanno problemi di necessità. È diverso, è ovvio che è diverso perché non hai il bambino davanti che devi accudire e crescere tutti i giorni, ma tu sai che a distanza c'è un'altra famiglia in condizioni del tutto diverse, perché sono paesi comunque poveri, e sai che stanno vivendo la loro vita grazie a te un pochino meglio, no? E quindi hai questa sensazione di fare una cosa molto bella. Così come tuo figlio in casa, anche loro hanno la possibilità di avere quella sicurezza, diciamo, economica, che non è poco, assolutamente. Ecco, voglio ringraziare comunque, ovviamente, Via Pacis perché ci ha consentito in tutti questi anni di portare avanti questa bellissima esperienza. Ringraziamo Suor Rosanna e tutte le consorelle che hanno fatto sempre questo lavoro importante e faticoso, con tanta passione e tanto amore. E ringrazio tutte le bambine e i bambini, insomma, che da laggiù, da tutti i paesi del mondo, continuano ad aver fiducia in famiglie come noi.
Siamo arrivati nel 94, ci siamo trovati in un mondo completamente diverso, veramente un posto sottosviluppato, non c'era niente. È la casa dove abbiamo vissuto 13 anni. Mettavamo dentro 10 letti in bambù e ogni letto c'erano 2 o 3 bambini, però si conviveva con topi e serpenti. quando la gente, gli pigmei in particolare, ci vedevano arrivare, c'era un'accoglienza festosa nella loro povertà, nella loro miseria. E questo è stato, diciamo, un sostegno anche morale molto forte che ci aiutava ad andare avanti nonostante le difficoltà che si incontrava. Andando in certi villaggi un pochetto più popolati, dove c'erano più capanne, chiedevamo soprattutto ai pigmei, neanche agli altri, ma voi che cosa vi aspettate da noi? Con sorpresa ci hanno detto: insegnateci a pregare come voi. Dopodiché, allora l'altra richiesta era di avere una scuola perché i bambini potessero scrivere. Abbiamo detto: ok, dobbiamo fare insieme, noi non abbiamo niente, quindi facciamo insieme la scuola. E quelli che venivano a scuola non erano bambini di 6 anni come adesso, a quel tempo erano i papà, le mamme, che dicevano: vogliamo imparare a leggere e a parlare. E grazie proprio a Shalom e a Via Pacis oggi abbiamo queste 3 scuole in muratura, che sono le uniche scuole dei pigmei, dove attualmente ci sono più di 500 bambini che frequentano tra le 3 scuole, e per loro sono le sole scuole che hanno potuto frequentare. Questi bambini arrivano a scuola a pancia vuota, no? Allora cosa succede? Che verso la metà mattinata loro si addormentano nel banco. Con 50 centesimi si può aiutare questi bambini dando da mangiare sardina, il riso, il pane. Si cerca di dare qualcosa in modo che il bambino sia presente. Un altro passo che è stato fatto è quello della salute, e diciamo che ancora oggi questo problema è molto forte. Si può dire che l'80 e più per cento sono bambini dai 0 ai 5 anni. Cioè la malaria cosa fa? La febbre distrugge i globuli rossi. La gente non si rende conto, no? Perciò le danno qualche medicina indigena se sono in foresta, questo non fa che aggravare la situazione. Allora abbiamo preso la decisione, proposta al direttore della sanità, andiamo nei villaggi a fare questi esami, 2 esami della malaria e il tasso di emoglobina. Prevenzione per impedire di fare le trasfusioni, perché la trasfusione è sempre qualcosa che mette a rischio, diciamo, la vita del bambino. Per curare gli ammalati, sì, le medicine ci vogliono, però anche le strutture. E il problema nostro era come portare avanti e curare questa gente in questo posto così povero, dove per trovare i medicinali bisognava andare in Camerun, perché abbiamo 1200 km di pista da fare, no? La crisi economica del Congo fa sì che le strutture sanitarie dello Stato sono veramente, io dico povere, non hanno niente. C'era bisogno di una struttura per poter dare una mano a questa gente. Via Pacis ci ha aiutato con questo ospedale meraviglioso, diciamo, che anche per noi che lavoriamo diventa veramente, cioè lavori volentieri e così anche con una certa sicurezza. Questo è il deposito farmacia, no? Sai, con 90 o 100 malati più gli esterni non è che duri molto, perciò anche se li vedi fa presto partire. E dopo quando andiamo in foresta anche là va via un cartone o due di medicinali facilmente, no? Questa è la sala parto, questo è un letto che è arrivato nel container ultimamente, questo per il battito del cuore, diciamo rapido, e poi l'ecografo in caso di urgenza. Ogni ammalato viene con la famiglia, perciò nelle stanze, per esempio in pediatria abbiamo 2 stanze di 6 letti, hai 6 bambini ammalati, ma dopo ogni letto c'ha almeno 3 o 4 persone che di notte dormono sotto il letto. Poi questa è sala operatoria. Il monitoring dove dà tutti i parametri dell'ammalato. C'è la piccola chirurgia, andiamo giù dritti di qua, quindi gli ammalati gravi arrivano prima qui, poi vanno nelle altre stanze. La manutenzione di bambini che ancora attualmente arrivano sono tutti spellati che sembrano quasi bruciati, no? Qui invece è la ematologia, l'esame e il tasso di emoglobina rapido. Questa è la numerazione, sarebbe l'emocromo. Qui si fanno le transaminasi, il colesterolo. Quindi qua dentro fa l'ecografia e di qua è la radiologia, quindi questo apparecchio viene dall'Italia. Tutto questo ha fatto sì che questo centro sanitario Don Domenico Pincelli a livello nazionale è considerato come uno dei migliori e a livello statale, quando abbiamo avuto la visita del Ministro della Sanità, è stato scelto come centro trasfusionale, centro AIDS e centro dei tubercolosi e adesso a partire dal 2020 sarà scelto come ospedale di base e ospedale del distretto come referenza degli altri distretti che sono all'intorno. E questo grazie a Via Pacis. Diciamo che in questa povertà, in queste difficoltà, c'è sempre la bellezza della missione perché hai la gioia di aiutare qualcuno che è povero, che sta soffrendo, bambini, vecchi. No, e questo ti dà la forza, cioè non senti nemmeno la stanchezza fisica o perché non hai di che cosa mangiare, cioè il fatto di aiutare è veramente la più grande ricompensa che si può ricevere. E poi grazie a tutti gli aiuti e ai sostegni così, morali e materiali si va avanti.
Estoy muy agradecida con ellos porque ellos son los que nos han dado la mano, nos han ayudado. Por el medio de ellos, mis hijos pudieron estudiar porque ellos me dieron muchas ayudas y por eso ahorita en este momento también nos están ayudando mucho.
Pero he recibido mucha ayuda de Vía Paz y de don Julián, de doña Viviana, y quiero mucho la casa, tengo mucho agradecimiento y espero seguir viviendo en ella muchos años más.
Me ha encantado, estoy fascinada, veo que mi sueño sí se está formando poco a poco. No es nada fácil, digamos, con esta pandemia, esta virtualidad, pero no es nada tampoco imposible.
Gracias a las personas de Apache que me han colaborado, me han regalado comida. La verdad, son unas personas que no me han discriminado como muchas personas. Me han regalado ropa, me han regalado comida. Nunca me han dicho que no. Me han colaborado con cosas como para yo poder hacer vida. Me han regalado zapatos, me han colaborado mucho. Y pues la verdad tengo muchos que agradecerles a la comunidad de Apache por todo lo que me han dado.
And more, I thank Via Apaches for everything that it has done to me and to everyone who is gaining from it. I finished my ordinary level, finished my A-level previous year, and I'm going to the university.
Via Apache netandika okulabirira abaana bange nebasasula school fees, nebasasulira ennyumba, nebawa ekyokulya.
Thank you for helping me attain one of my greatest dreams. I hope to become one of the talented doctors, and I promise to treat and help people in need.
May God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit bless you, accompany you, give you the peace of Christ. Amen. Walk in peace. Do not be afraid.